What's up, biker fans? I'm here with the all-new Ibis Ripmo AF, the first alloy bike they've done in well over a decade. So Ibis has become known for their really great carbon bikes and their great approachable attitude. So with this, what they wanted to do was match that approachable attitude with a little bit more approachable price point. These complete bikes will start at just $3,000, and that is with DVO suspension, Ibis wheels, which are super wide, Ibis cockpit, and a few other goodies I'll show you in just a second. This is not exactly a not carbon copy of the carbon version. There's a few tweaks to it. The head angle is 1 degree slacker. The reach has been pushed out just a little bit, a couple millimeters longer, and the suspension kinematics were revised just slightly to make it compatible with coil shocks. Because one of the upgrade options is a DVO Jade X coil rear shock. So suspension is 160 mil up front, 147 millimeters of DW link suspension in the rear, and now let's take a closer look at some of the details. The Ripmo AF is designed for the all-mountain enduro rider that wants to get rad without breaking the bank. It's built on very wide 29-inch Ibis S35 alloy wheels wrapped in 2.5-inch Maxxis Assegai triple compound XO Plus rubber. But there's clearance to go up to 29 by 2.6-inch tires. The alloy frame is stout, with oversized tubes and junctions all the way through. The head angle is a slack 64.9 degrees, and the C-tube is a steep 76 degrees to keep your weight centered for easier climbing. It's also nice and straight, which makes room for really long dropper seat posts. The medium through XL frames come stock with a 170mm dropper, and the smaller frames come with 125 to 150mm dropper seat posts. The bikes are 1x specific and have removable ISTG 05 mounts. The lower links use IGUS bushings to save weight and reduce long-term maintenance. The upper links do use bearings and a nicely recessed clevis design that's rather shapely for an alloy bike. The AF moniker, while having plenty of fun secondary meanings, is actually a designation of this Ripmo's alloy frame. It gets an alloy rear shock clevis too, whereas the carbon Ripmo has a carbon clevis. All told, this one comes in at a claimed 8.25 pounds for size medium with shock, which is about 2 pounds heavier than the carbon Ripmo. It's a DW link design that will feel much like the rest of Ibis's full suspension bikes, but with the added benefit of being able to run select coil shocks too. It comes standard with a DVO Topaz Air rear shock, which for a bike starting at just $3,000 is kind of a big deal. The Topaz gives you a lot of control, with a full range rebound knob and a 3-position compression switch that toggles between full open, a trail mode, and a firmer climbing mode. Up front is a DVO Diamond with 44mm offset and boost spacing. It uses an air spring with external compression and rebound adjustments, plus DVO's off-the-top air spring adjustment. Separate high and low speed external adjustments on a bike at this price point is a huge bonus, and Ibis did some hard negotiating with DVO to make it happen. Finishing it off is a molded rubber chainstay guard, stealth rear through axle, huge 180mm rear brake rotors, and even bigger 203mm front brake rotors. All of the bikes come with lizard skin lock-on grips and an Ibis cockpit, and a Cane Creek headset. One more bonus. All frame sizes fit a full-size water bottle inside the front triangle. So that's the bike. A couple weeks before launch, Watts and I had a chance to take this trail hunting out in Tennessee. We hit Knoxville, Windrock and Johnson City, bike parks and natural trails all over, along with some really sick hand-built stuff that was just gnarly. So we've got separate videos coming for each of those locations to show where we rode, but for now we're going to take a look at how this thing performed on the trail. We took the new Ibis Ripmo AF to 3 of the best trail networks and bike parks in eastern Tennessee to see how they'd handle the rocks and wood features of Knoxville's urban wilderness, the gnarly technical descents at Windrock Bike Park, and the fast, flowy, and jumpy trails at Johnson City's new Tannery Knob Mountain Bike Park. The Ripmo AF took to the trails like a duck to water. As with any full suspension bike, it pays to spend time getting the suspension dialed in, and once we did, there was nothing we rode that it couldn't handle. Tannery Knob's high-speed flow trails mixed in just enough jumps and rough sections to prove the bike could fly well
It's nice.
and cruise through the rough sections. The Ripmo's geometry made the bike easy to control, letting us focus on the brilliant trails here, not any quirky handling. The front end was slack enough for stable downhill handling, but still stable on big sweeping berms. Just look where you want to go, and the Ripmo heads straight there. Windrock is far more aggressive, with bigger tabletops and some properly challenging rock-strewn descents. While this place was built for pro downhill training, the Ripmo let us rip through the enduro runs without ever feeling like the DW Link suspension was outgunned, which is impressive considering there's only 147 mil of travel back there. Knoxville's expansive trail network literally has a little bit of everything, from groomed flow trails and man-made features to rough, woodsy single track. This was our longest day and had the most varied terrain to test every aspect of the Ripmo. It's one thing to be good at descending, it's quite another to also be comfortable and manageable for all-day epics with tons of pedaling. The burly frame stayed tight and true over all the terrain, and never really felt heavy despite our bike's 33-ish pound weights. In fact, other than the weight, nothing about the Ibis Ripmo AF suggests this is a budget bike. The frame looks amazing, it comes with a great suspension setup you won't want to upgrade, and the handling is extremely predictable, which is a nice feature considering the price may make this an appealing bike for less experienced riders who just want to get on something bigger. Yet, as experienced riders who've really ridden a lot of expensive bikes too, it didn't disappoint us in any way. And that includes on the climbs. Most of the time we just left our suspension in the open setting, but it did benefit from switching to the middle setting for extended climbs. Here, the Ripmo AF could chug along without any noticeable pedal bob or motion, but still soak up all the trail chatter and had killer traction on technical power climbs. As you can see here, it's able to ebb and flow with the rollers, but pedaling efforts have minimal impact on the shock's movement. Overall, the new Ripmo made the perfect do-anything bike for the incredible mix of trails in eastern Tennessee. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see the full review and see what Watts thought of this thing, check out bikerumor.com and search Ibis, and there will be a link in that post to the formal launch post with all the tech specs and prices and all the details.
Pump track.